Shut up and sit down.
Greetings, fellow travelers. Obelix here, back with you today from Just Not Enough Mods to how y'all doing today? So, last time we worked on getting this here atomic disassembler, and it is amazing. And I just stripped all the logs. That was not intentional. Apparently it's too amazing. Okay, I'll have to fix that a little bit. Anyway, we also worked on getting these mechanism machines in place so I could recharge this here atomic disassembler. Let me go ahead and turn that off. We don't need it right this second. And we can build the atomic disassembler words. I can't believe I stripped those logs. That's so irritating. Anyway, let me show you some stuff I have been working on off of camera. Actually, we did also do these inferior furnace upgrades. So a little bit of stuff I've been doing off camera. I did take the atomic disassembler out in the middle of the night and bash a bunch of zombies in the brain and got us a carrot and a tater, and we have been growing our carrot and tater crops. I also went ahead and now I have updated the pack to 0.5.3. We were on 0.5.2, and I'm always hesitant about upgrading the pack when I'm doing videos because they do squirrely things, but I went ahead and did it because we're not that far along, and I was like, okay, if it screws up something too bad, we can always just deal with it. One of the things it did do is changed all the animals on 0.5.3. Changed our animals, and now they have different colorations, which is always a little bit nice in the world. It gives you a little bit of variety. Not all the chickens are just white chickens. Now we got black chickens and brown chickens and whatever color that is chickens. Anyway. Doesn't seem to do anything other than add a little bit of variety, which is always nice to do. That. Anyway, I did have to change out our doors to iron. I don't remember if I mentioned that in the last episode or not, because a zombie did break down my door, let a creeper in, and blew me up while I was standing right here AFK, letting this thing do some cooking. So switched out to iron doors. They don't look pretty, but they do the job. Now I've been working a little bit down here. You will see I dug out a little bit of space. Very little bit of space. Now this is just going to be for cabling and piping and such, because I've dug out an even bigger space down here. There we go. And did add a little water drop, a little quick drop. And this will be for deeper storage. We are running out of room upstairs, so I just kept it the same size and shape as the house. These two porticos, now these two obviously do not match what's upstairs. These are doors out to the world upstairs, but down here we went ahead and made porticos out of them as well. So we'll do some more with that, I think probably later this episode perhaps, but I want to get started with a mod I have not played with in quite some time, because really it didn't have a lot of benefit. And it's called Aquaculture, and we have played with it before, but like I said, there wasn't a huge amount of benefit to it, but they've really done some stuff. This pack actually has Aquaculture 2, and they have made quite a bit of changes to it to allow it to become far more useful. So let's just take a look at what it adds into the game. So you get, if you remember from Aquaculture 1, it added a ton of fish into the game, and they do have weights, and the weights are still there, but you can turn them on and off via the config file, and it appears in this pack they've turned them off, which is great because different weighted fishes don't stack, and that was always a pain in the butt with Aquaculture. So, the ability to turn that off, the weights off, so that everything stacks nice and neat is a huge benefit. It adds new fishing rods. It adds Neptunium, which makes some killer cool armor and weapons. And that's been around since Aquaculture 1. It's really hard to get a hold of. And again, you had to deal with all the weighted fish to deal with it, and most people just didn't bother. They did add new hooks. This is part of Aquaculture 2. And of course you get now bucketed fish, because the aquaculture fish, when Minecraft updated and added real fish into the world, and you could actually go out here into a river or an ocean and see fish swimming around, which was super cool. As part of the update Aquatic. Well, Aquaculture, when they updated, added their fish in as well, so you get things like jellyfish. You could always fish jellyfish out of the water, but you could never actually see them swimming around in the world. And now you can, so you get all the aquaculture fish as well as all the Minecraft fish are just out here swimming around, which is super cool. Now the aquaculture fish are biome specific, so you have to go to if you want to get all of the different fish, you have to go to all the different biomes. Now there's not a huge benefit to getting all the different kinds of fish, okay? It's not like each fish gives out a different thing, right? They don't. It's more for bragging rights, okay? There is, if we look at our Aquaculture, there are these mounts that you can mount, catch a fish and mount it on the wall. So if you just wanted to say get one of every fish and mount it on the wall just as a bragging rights kind of thing, you could. If you want to build a cool little fishing shack and mount a whole bunch of different fish on it, you could do that. Still got to fix this. Anyway, so first thing we need to do, and I keep clicking off of that for some silly reason because brain damage, we need to build us a fishing rod. Now they're relatively easy. It's just a stick, some iron ingots, and some string. Now a regular Minecraft fishing rod will not work. It will do the regular Minecraft fishing stuff, unless they've made some modifications to the pack. That is a normal behavior. So we need one stick. But they won't do much else. So if you want to do any of the fancy stuff that you can do in aquaculture, you need to produce an aquaculture fishing rod. And of course they have the different levels, the golds and the diamonds and the neptunium. Neptunium is their high-end ingot. It's higher end than diamond. Now the next thing we want, you can fish with this, by the way, just as is. We could run this over here like a so, and toss it in and wait for the bubbles just like you would in regular old Minecraft. And here we go. And we caught us a salmon. So basic old bog standard stuff, right? Well, we want to get into the fancy stuff. So how do we get into the fancy stuff? Well, we need to make bait, and there's several different kinds of bait you can work with. We can work with worms. I think there's leeches. There's another one you can do. I forget what else. There's several different baits. Worms are going to be the easiest. These guys you have to go get from a swamp. The leeches, and they're I haven't even found a swamp yet. So we want to make the worms. To make the worms, we need to make one of these, which is a worm farm, which is pretty darn easy. It's just some planks, some dirt, and some some fences. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, and we need some slabs, which we do not have. Snabby jabbies. We'll get some of those, and we're gonna try to fish the dirt. Let's get us a piece of dirt. And let's go and make this bad. But we can't because there we go. It wasn't slabs, it was blocks. Let's pull that back in. Now we just pop this down right here. And you notice it looks a lot like a composter. It's because it works exactly like a composter. You will notice I already had one because I was trying this earlier to make sure everything worked. So let's just use some basic composting type stuff. You will see it fills up. You give it a second, and then you empty it out, and you get worms. So 8 worms for a full composter. There we go. We got 12 out of that. What was it? 36. Disgusting, fishy nastiness. And let's look at our hooks. So within aquaculture, we have different hooks. And if we hold shift over the hook, you can tell what it does. So this gives you a 20% chance to not use durability if you build an iron hook. A gold one increases your luck. Diamond is 50% chance to no durability. A light hook cast farther. Heavy hook casts shorter. Double hook is a chance to catch 2 things. And a redstone hook increases how long you have to reel the fish in. A note hook plays an alert when a fish is approaching. And another star hook, 50% chance to not use durability and increases luck. So obviously that's the one you want to get to, but of course that requires another star and a diamond hook. So let's see how to make a hook. It's just nuggies surround, in a kind of hook shape. So then you start with your base of iron hook and then you add to it. So you could add gold to it. You could add diamond to it. You could add feathers to it to make it a light one. Add more iron to it to make it a heavy one. Add 2 hooks together to make a double. Add redstone to it for the redstone one. Pretty obvious stuff, right? Add a note block to it to get the note hook. And then, of course, we need the diamond hook to make the nether star hook. So let's start with just an iron hook, right? We're going to start with the basics. And we'll have some iron nuggies. I made a ton of lanterns, so probably not. We'll do this and this. And there's an iron hook. Look at that. Alright, so we got bait. We got hooks. We got a fishing rod. Now how do we make all these work together? So, to apply any of these to the rod, we are going to have to make a tackle box. So that's a lot of iron. Oof. We're going to need a chest and some kelp, which we have in spades, and I think we can use dried kelp too. So there's that. Let's put these away. We needed a chest. Where's my chest? Do I have a chest? I have a chest. Excellent. And we need a boatload of iron. Okay. We needed, what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. And then we need an additional 9. So we got to make a block. So let's do that. Oops. There we go. I want it something like this and that and this and something I'm missing. What am I missing? Another iron ingot. Oop, that's not iron. That's refined iron. Heavens to Murgatroyd. Alright, so let's just do it this way. Come on. Dried kelp works. Maybe it doesn't. Does dried kelp not work? Oh, cramp. Fine. And I think I've used up all of my kelp. Okay, let's go grab some kelp. Alright, got us some dried kelp. Place that in there like so. And now we have a tackle box. And you'll see it has cool animation. So in here we can put our hooks and our bait. The other bait I was thinking of that I couldn't remember was minnows. Somewhere in here is minnows. They're little tiny fish. But you can use those as bait as well. So, to apply the bait to the rod, we simply take the rod, drop it in the slot. Now you see you open up for your different options. We can add a hook. We can add bait. Now we can also add... I should take the rod out. Now the rod has all that stuff, so you put it back in and it still has it. The other thing we can add is line. Fishing line right here. So we need 3 string and an iron ingot. Or 4 string, I should say. So it is a little iron heavy to make all of this mess. So we can add some line. And we can add a bobber. Now, bobber, we can't make this yet, and it's perfectly fine to use it without it. So let's actually take this with us. And let's see what we can go catch now. And you know what? I'm going to stay in the same pond because we already have an idea what comes in from this pond. You notice it looks a little bit different. You know, you can see the iron hook onto there. Comes the fish. And this time, we caught a raw cod. Ooh, yay, raw cod. we should be able to get something a little better than that. There we go. We got a smallmouth bass. So let's take it to the ocean and see what we get out of here. We'll just come out to the peninsula here. Get a nice cast. And we caught a minnow, which we can use as bait. So if I put this guy down here and put our rod in, you see we're taking durability on our poor little worm. We're going to add some minnow in as well. And let's, you know what, let's switch to minnow. Why not? Now it does get rid of the bait that we already had. And I forgot to pull it out because I'm a moron. There we go. So ideally you want to use up all the bait before you change. But I just want to see what the minnow does different. Looks like a piece of cod. That time we got a carp. Get this out of my way. There we go. Try over here fishing in the kelp. I don't know why I always like to fish in different areas. I don't like to fish the same place too much. I know it's not a thing in Minecraft, it just feels like a thing, you know? So another cod. Looks like cod is heavy in the menu around here. Oh, that's something new. An Atlantic herring. Okay. So I'm going to do some fishing out here. I'm going to see what we can collect. And I'll bring you back when we have a good selection of stuff. Alright guys, I have been fishing for many a Minecraft day and have not got what I want, but I've got quite a bit of good stuff. So let me show you what you can get. Now I've been using the iron fishing rod, and I did go ahead and put a gold hook on it because it's lucky. And I need to talk to you about this because I don't think I did a very good job explaining the line. So I'll do that here in just a second and maybe clear some things up for you. So this is what I've gotten so far. You know, a lot of regular Minecraft stuff. You know, name tags and saddles and things like that. Fishing rods. I do got a mending rod, but again, this isn't the Aquaculture mending rod, so it's not going to catch all the things we want it to. The nautilus shells. Of course, all the fish. Both vanilla and the aquaculture fish. And we did get a box. Now this is like a little treasure chest, right? Now this is the lowest of, I think there's 4 different ones, 3 or 4. And this is the lowest tier. So if we just open this up, we see we got a piece of leather. So super handy. Now that's out of the lowest tier. Each tier that goes up, let's see, I can just show them to you since we haven't caught them yet, but I do want to catch them. So we've got the box, which we just opened. Then there's a lock box. This is going to have mostly like ores, like iron and stuff like that. Then a treasure box. This can have higher end ores, like diamonds and lapis and such. And then we have this guy, the Neptune's Bounty, and this is going to have all the goodness, and it's basically a chest. So that's what we want to get to. So let me quickly talk to you about the line. So the fishing line is not helpful at all in fishing. As you can see, I can fish without the line. The line is right here, but I'm still fishing. What it is helpful for is if you want to change the color of the line. So it's not necessary. It's only if you want your line to be a different color. You see my line right now is kind of a black color. So I have dyed this line with a piece of red dye, and you just take the line, put it in with whatever dye you want to dye it, and it will come out that color. So now we have a red line, and you'll see my line itself is actually that red color. And we're catching fish pretty quick. especially with that luck hook. It definitely helps. I did see a noticeable difference going from the iron hook to the luck hook. Now I did make a double hook as well, which is, you remember, just 2 iron hooks. Gotta pull it out, dadgummit. And you will occasionally, though not all the time, catch 2 different fish at the same time. Sometimes they're the same, sometimes they're different fish, sometimes it's a fish and another item. Like maybe you catch leather boots and a minnow or something like that. See, that time we only got the 1 fish. We got the 1 minnow. And you will see I have been fishing with a minnow. I have found that you catch more with the minnow than you do with the worms. At least that's been my experience. Maybe it's right, maybe it's not. I don't know, but that's been my experience. I have tried other lakes around. I've done quite a bit of fishing in this little pond up here, and I even went over into that biome over there and did some fishing there in the basically frozen little lakes. I'd just break them up with my atomic disassembler, turn them back into water, and do some fishing until they froze again. Trying to collect different fish. Didn't see a huge amount of difference, but supposedly the fish are biome dependent, so it's important that you get the if you want to collect them all, you're going to have to travel to the different biomes. Now, one thing I do want to do, I think will help us a whole lot. I've been breeding up the cows because I want an enchanter. I want to get this rod, well, the rod that I left over there because I left it in the tackle box, which I seem to do all the time. I want to get that guy enchanted, but I just don't have enough leather to do it all. Actually, I don't have hardly any leather. I have the 24 here. Alright, so where were we before life happened? Got a phone call there, had to take it. Okay, so we are able to make leather from this zombie flesh by putting the zombie flesh in these oak drying racks. You can see the little wood stuck out here. Now, it doesn't have to be oak, it can be any flavor of wood. You can see they come in many different flavors, and these are from the mod Silence Mechanisms. Different from mechanism with a K, silence mechanisms with a CH. But they come in all the different wood flavors. And the trick is you just want to click on the drying rack itself, not in the block space, otherwise nothing will happen. But this is what it looks like after it's been dried. We can take some just regular old zombie flesh and stick it up there, and you get this little particle effect. Yes, it's an effect now. That's what we're going with. But you get this particle effect that shows you that it is actually working and drying out. So we put these up there like so, and they will take a little bit of time and dry, and once they have, we're going to get these zombie leather. We can take this zombie leather and put it in a 2x2, and we come out with just regular leather. So that's going to up our leather yield and allow us to make enough books to make an enchanting station for our fishing rod. Now, I do think I'm going to put it down here. I'm going to use these two for storage. I think I'm going to put it either here or here. And we just need to get enough books together to make some bookcases, and we will be good to go. I did also, and it's night outside, let's go ahead and make it day, because there's baddies everywhere. I can hear them. You'll hear some funny noises in the background. Between the last clip and this clip, I was on a conference call for work, and I did do some fishing while I was on that conference call. Hello, spider. And creepers, oh my. Lots of them. Love the atomic disassembler. And I ain't even worried about all that. Anyway, I was out here fishing, actually on the other side of that island, just swimming around, and I saw 2 Arctic foxes swimming in the water about right there where my cursor is. So way out there. And I ended up, hello, Enderman, I would like to kill you. Come here. Come here, buddy. Come here. Get this guy, I swear. And I think I'm going to turn mob griefing off. I don't mind the creepers blowing up land. But these Endermen constantly removing blocks is seriously climbing on my nerves. It just makes the place look like a daggone war zone. Would you get over here and let me murder your face? Thank you. And you gave me nothing, jerk. So I wanted his ball. But, yeah, it just makes the place look horrible. You know, the longer your world runs, the worse it looks, and there's really nothing you can do to fix it but turn off mob griefing. Unfortunately, that turns off the creeper explosions as well, which those I don't mind. Those are, you know, I think a little more legit game destruction and a little more controllable, but you cannot control the Enderman griefing at all. You know, short of just keeping it day all the time, which you can't do, you know, 100% of the time. So I'll probably turn that off. Anyway, I got the two Arctic foxes, and I did bring them, just put them on leads and brought them over here. Ran back to the house, got some leads, some berries, went out there and brought them all the way back here. And I've been making a babies. So there should be 4 in here. I think there's 2 in there right now. They've obviously been harvesting the berries. But yeah, I don't know. We'll do something with them. Yeah, it's the first time I've actually got foxes. I've seen foxes in the game. It's the first time I've actually got them, tamed them, you know, made babies and all that stuff. So that'll be kind of fun. And to get all the way to modern Minecraft to make that happen. But you see our leather's already converted, so we'll be able to do that. So let me get a basic enchanting setup going, and then we will progress forward with our Aquaculture 2. Alright, so we're down here, got the enchanter built. I want to show you that our iron fishing rod does still have its luck hook, minnow, and fishing line, red fishing line. I want to see if those carry over when we enchant it. Depending on what enchant we can get. If we can't get a good one, we're not going to worry about it, but let's see. Yeah, I don't care about soulbound on this thing. That's not helpful. Let's see what we can enchant a book with. Now you'll notice my bookcases were spruce. So the most recent update that we talked about at the beginning of the episode added cork, and cork allows for different colored chests. You know, like whatever that is. I think that's actually oak. So it just adds additional colors to your bookshelves, your chests, things of that nature. So you can do spruce or jungle or birch, whatever you want. So it just adds a lot of color options that, you know, realistically should be in Minecraft from the get-go, but just aren't. So let's get a couple books together. I have one right there. We'll grab in a second. And we'll do like so. Get 4 more. We'll put these away. Grab that one. And we'll head down here. And let's see what we can get on a book instead. True shot. I don't even know what that is. Protection. Lame protection. And power. What is true shot? I don't even have a bow yet, so let's see what true shot is. So that was true shot 2. Increases the accuracy and speed of arrows and allows them to pierce. That may not be a bad one to have when we get a bow. So why don't we go ahead and grab it. Oh, we've got the levels, so. Now let's see what we get on the rod. Insight. Lure, that wouldn't be a bad one. Let's see what insight is. Increases experience gain. That's written horribly. When using the item. Ah, okay. So this is insight 3. That might not be bad. I mean, increases our XP, but without mending, that's not terribly helpful. What's this give us? Sharpness 3. Air affinity. Bane of arthropods. What the heck is air affinity? I think I actually have that on my helmet, and I have no clue what it is. Air affinity. Removes the mining speed penalty when not on the ground. Okay. Interesting. Huh, I don't think that's super useful. I think... Yeah, I have it on my helmet. I picked this helmet up off of a Scalybob, and actually it's almost dead. Yeah, it doesn't have mending either. Yeah, we'll let it die, because, I mean, I like having that protection 3, but, man, repairing that is such a pain. Let's see what we can put on just some junk tools to clear those out so we can get some decent other enchants going. So we'll try to enchant our diamond pick, our iron pick, our stone pick, shovel, iron katana, and we'll probably need that before long. Alright, let's see what we can do with any of these guys. Protection 3. Not minding that. Vigilante? What the heck? I tell you, there's so many of these enchants now, it's just amazing. Increases damage dealt to illagers. Well, we do have our share of those guys, don't we? Lots of soulbound. I don't need soulbound on a shovel. What about diamond pick? More soulbound. Just soulbound is taking over everything. I don't need soulbound. Magnet might be nice. So let's just put magnet for the sake of it. I thought we had magnet on this. Did we not? Was that only on this one? Oh, it is different. Oh, okay, okay. So we got magnet 1. Doesn't even look enchanted, does it? Now let's see what we get on the rod. Magnet 3. Don't need magnet on the fishing rod. And efficiency 3. Ooh, feather falling 1. A little low, but usable. Huh. You know what? I'm about to lose my protection 3 helmet. Let's throw it on a chest plate. Oh, it changed. Never mind. Thought it used to be the same on all those. Ooh, feather falling would be nice. Let's get some of that. Stupid soulbound. And still working on this rod. And we're down to insight again. Ooh. I think we have to. I don't think we have a choice. What is Nature's Mend? Repairs tool using aura. Okay, you gotta be into Nature's Order for that. So I think we're gonna do... I gotta do Silky Touch. Got to do the Silky Touch. And we can only get stupid insight. All these junk enchantments just clutter the mess and make it hard to get what you want. I may have to go get some villagers. This is just garbage. Need some unbreaking on the pants. Or on the shirt. We can get thorns. I'm not a huge fan of thorns unless you know you're going to be in combat. Let's go with unbreaking. Hopefully we get... I was hoping we'd get something else. We didn't. That sucks. And we're down to just garbage enchants. See, Soulbound's taking up all... Soulbound and Insight seem to be taking up all of our options, which kinda sucks. Flaming Rebuke. That just sounds fun. Or Flame Rebuke. What is this? Arrow sets targets on fire. Oh, that's just flame. Where's... Yeah, flaming. Okay, it is flaming, not just flame. Flaming. Helps if you spell it right. Sets attackers on fire while knocking them away. Okay, isn't that kind of like flame, other than it has a little knockback on it too? So it's like flame and punch put together? Yeah. Why is that on a helmet? Wait. Oh, okay, so if somebody attacks you while you have this enchant, they're set on fire and knocked back. Of course, they're gonna just attack you again and put you on fire again, so, you know, that's a thing. Don't think I would go for that, but let's put these books here. We got a true shot, which we don't even have a bow. I do like the silky touch. Let's go see if we can put it on our peak. Nope, I forgot my, I moved the anvil down here. Ooh. I think I have to put it on the diamond. I really want to put it on the iron because I have a lot more iron than I do diamond, but yeah, this guy's not doing so well, and I mean, I could just keep repairing him, right? With the iron that I have. Yeah, I think that may be the way to go. Magnet and silky touch. Let's do it. It's done. We now have a silky touch pick. That's actually awesome. So we can go get silky touch all the things we want to silky touch. I can go... Oh, I can just do it in my inventory. I forget. I actually showed you all this in the last episode, and I just... Oh, come on. Wow. Okay. And he does hold his enchants. Fantastic. Alright, so let me go get some more levels, and I'll probably just do that fishing so we can throw that in my inventory just for when I need it. And we can get this thing enchanted. Man, I'm really bummed we spent through all, like, what, almost 20 levels, and we didn't get, anything worthy fishing related. It's kind of a bummer, just because all those other junk enchantments were in the way. But, that is a bit annoying. But let's see what we can come up with. Alright, so I've already enchanted all my armor and most of my tools, and it's only given me Insight 3, so I'm just going to go with Insight 3. We're going to see what it does. And that's all I get. Oh, stupid game. Okay. Gotta grind some more. Alright, I did want to show you I enchanted my shield, and I got Phalanx 2, which allows the wielder to move faster while using a shield. So, shield up. Okay, yeah, I guess that is slightly faster. Yeah, and you slow down just a tad. Alright guys, after a lot of enchanting, and I do mean a lot of enchanting, we now have the Angler's Bounty 2 enchantment on our rod, and let me tell you, that is the one you want. We'll throw our rod in, do our cast, wait for a little fishy. Come on, little fishy. Now I just got a single gold hook on there. So remember, the gold hook just provides luck. And bam, you see multiple fishes caught with just one cast on a single gold hook. Now that's not including... yeah, you see all the mess I've been catching. Yeah, we've been doing this a little bit. So, normally you'd have to put the double hook on there, and then it just gave you a chance to get more than one. With that Angler's Bounty enchantment, you're getting multiple fish per cast with a gold hook, which, you know, adds the additional luck to it. Look at that. Look at that. Virtually 3 fish per turn. And we try switching out to the minnow's still good. I can switch out to the double, and we can see how that works. Let's see if that does anything any different. But, oh, look at that. Neptune's Bounty. But notice we still only got 3 items. So I would probably leave it on the gold hook for the additional luck. I keep hearing a skeleton. It must be under this sand somewhere. Anyway, Neptune's Bounty, that is what we've been looking for, guys. That is the top tier, remember, of the aquaculture. So we've got the box. We've got the lock box. That's just ores, basic ores. This is the treasure chest. We get the multiple ores. And I know I've already told you this, but it's been a while, so it's in my brain fresh. This is Neptune's Bounty. This is the one. So let's see what's inside. And notice it's a chest that opens. Oh, we got the Neptunium pickaxe with Neptune's Grace. Usable without speed penalty underwater. So we can pickaxe underwater without any penalty. And of course, we get some algae, some seagrass, and some driftwood. That is pretty awesome. Plus we get this cool looking chest that can be reused. Look at that. How awesome is that? So let's put this away. So let's talk about some of the special items in there. We've got the driftwood. If you put this in your inventory, you're going to get 4 oak planks out of it. So it just gives you 4 oak planks. The message in a bottle, these are kind of they don't really have a huge effect in the game. You just get the message down on the bottom left down there. Stop bottling up my feelings. Ha, 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 ha. So you see it just gives you some little messages. And then I think we can do something with this algae. Can we? I think we can like cook it into a slime ball or something like that. I'm dying to know what we got in the box. And we got some gravel. Yep, a piece of gravel. So now we should be able to mine underwater with this just bad looking pickaxe. And by bad I mean good. If we can find something to actually dig before we run out of breath. Doesn't look like it's all gravel under here. No stone, man. Where's all the stone? Okay, there's some stone over here. Let's go take a look at that. We should be able to mine it without any penalty whatsoever. Oh, and look how fast it mines. Holy crap. That is awesome. Okay, yeah, that's the one. That's the one you want. Sweet. So definitely want to try to work on getting some more Neptunium tools and armor. And we can either get the ingots and make it ourselves, or we can get the, you know, open the Neptune's Bounty and just get the tools. You know, you can be fortunate enough to just get the whole tool. So I do this every time I leave this stupid thing in there. Anyway, let me do a little bit more fishing. Alright, I got another Neptune's Bounty as well as a treasure chest. So we're going to check those out. Let's check the treasure chest out first. There we go, gold ingot. And the Neptune Bounty. Oh, I love these things. Ooh, axe. Increases damage against enemies underwater. I'll take it. Look how cool it looks. Plus lots of other little goodies. Set those aside. Now, do these stack now that they're empty? Yes, they do. Fantastic. And some more message in bottles. Now, I also caught a goldfish. Now, this is a bit of a rare fish in that you can't mount it. Remember we talked about the, you know, the fish mounts? The goldfish can't be mounted. The one thing you can do with it is put it in a crafting grid and it turns into a gold nugget. So, which I think is kind of cool. Um, but let's go ahead and take some of these fish and head on back up to the house, because I want to show you what else you can do with these fish. So I think we've done enough fishing. We've caught a few cool things. We got a few Neptunium items, which is awesome. Definitely want to go get some more. I'm going to tell you, with this Angler's Bounty, they come in pretty quick. So that's pretty cool. Let's get these out of my inventory right now. Get these put away. Alright. So now with the fish, we need to make a fillet knife. So, or fillet knife, depending on what part of the country you live in. So, we're just going to go ahead and make an iron one. They have them in all the different flavors. And that just, lends to its durability. So, there we go. Now, if we take a fillet knife and we take, whatever fish we want, and put it in their crafting grid with the fillet knife, you're going to get fillets. So, notice that fish gave us 3 fillets. So, if we switch to a different fish, you may get a different number. The smaller fish will give you smaller numbers. How in the world is one fish get? I think that's a glitch. Pretty sure that's a glitch. Okay, well, magic. I don't know how an Atlantic halibut gives you 14, but okay. The gar gives you 4. Yeah, just different fish give you different amounts. I do think that one's bugged a little bit. So, now one thing I will tell you, you can eat these straight up, but you can tell they're meaningless, right? We can cook them. Well, let's cook one. And they get a little bit better, but they're still not very good, I'm going to tell you straight up. So we're going from half a shank with half a shank of saturation to a shank and a half of saturation. So, and you can't eat them, it'd be cool if you could eat them like super quick, but you can't even eat them super quick. So, however, Aquaculture does add some additional food items into the game, which is cool. So you can get things like sushi, which is just some seagrass with a raw piece of fillet. So my seagrass is way back out on the beach because I'm an idiot. Didn't bring it. So let's go get that and we'll go make some sushi. Alright, so there's our seagrass. So we can just put a piece of seagrass and fillet, and we can get some sushi. And notice that takes us up to 2 haunches with 3.5 saturation, so significantly better. And you don't have to cook it. So that works out pretty well. Now I want to see, I believe you can take this algae, or algae depending on the part of the country you live in. You guys pick the weirdest things to complain about, I'll tell you. You said it wrong. Okay, well, I said it right for me. Definitely does not go in there. I thought it was the algae you could cook. Maybe it was something else. It's cooking a jellyfish. Okay, I knew it had something to do with aquaculture, where you can get some slime balls, which makes these stupid jellyfish actually useful. Though I will say they do look pretty cool swimming around in the ocean, and they're pretty prevalent out in the ocean. So let's grab some of those guys. Where's my jellyfish? I have 38. They are quite, as I said, prevalent, and you get them a lot when you're fishing. Which means you can make slime balls, which is awesome. So what they've kind of done is taken Aquaculture 2 and made it a replacement for mining. So you can kind of do everything through Aquaculture instead of mining, because you do get the rocks and the stones, though not at as fast a rate, I do believe. You definitely get the wood. There you go, slime balls, look at that. Just cook some jellyfish. Nice! And the last thing I want to look at is making some of these mounts and mounting some fish, so, because, why wouldn't you? So we're going to need a hook, and we need buttons of whatever flavor wood we want. Let's do some birch. We haven't done a lot with birch yet. Birch. So we'll get a couple of those. And, oh, let's just stick them here. That's a button. That's a button. That'd be the wrong thing. There we go. There we go. Alright. So we're going to put a grouper in one, and let's put our bugged Atlantic halibut on the other one. So boom, red grouper, and see how you get the name up there? That's kind of cool. And you get the very weird looking Atlantic halibut. Now this gives you the look of what it looks like when it's actually swimming in the ocean, not the look of what it looks like in your inventory. But I do think that is gonna do it for this episode. So I do appreciate you guys coming to hang out with me as we take a look at aquaculture. Boy, this video took a long time to make, trying to get all the stuff together and doing all the fishing. I sure would appreciate if you guys hit that like button if you enjoyed it. Until next time, y'all, get out there, make some noise. See ya.